So, and too, like my passion is definitely like, I'm a single mom, so who works from home. Like I want other women to be able to do that as well. And like we talk about like the 4 or 5 hour workday. And so being able to provide a platform where women can do that, do kind of scratch that intellectual itch that they have, but then also, be a mom and be able to go to your kids' activities after school.
Welcome everyone to another episode of TaxProTalk or #TPT. Robbie, who do we have today?
Hey Jim, today we have Lorilyn Wilson CPA and we are going to talk about vision. So there's a lot to unpack there. I'm gonna read to you part of the bio that you sent me.
Okay.
And just for everyone's benefit, and then I want to talk a little bit about what I kind of want to tie the two together, what you just said. So There's this piece about your passion in accounting and not centered around typing formulas into spreadsheets and staring at numbers all day, but working with business owners to piece together the best accounting system and tax strategies that align with their business and life goals. Mm-hmm. So when did you have that realization that, what, this industry can be more than just spreadsheets and crunching numbers?
You know what? I've always kind of in the back of my mind known that's what I liked, but probably when it became very clear was I was like, wait, I don't like, the numbers. I like building and creating and helping people build and create. I was actually at Life Plan, had a boot camp last October down in Eugene, Oregon. And I was just sitting in one of the sessions and they did a fantastic job, really laying out how to roll out advisory services. And they had these incredible workbooks that were really broke down, all these labor allocations and figuring out what time in, time out. And I'm looking at that, I'm like, this is almost more interesting to me, how they built all this out than actually the material in there. And I was like, because that's what I like doing. I don't like necessarily, it's not that I don't like it, but it's the stuff that gets me excited is
right.
the building and the creating of the things, because I'm a pretty creative individual anyway. And so then to be able to kind of tap into that part of me is really what gets exciting for me.
That is awesome. Lorilyn, I just realized I was at the same boot camp with you.
That's where you know you from.
Yeah.
I'm like, he looks so familiar. But there was a couple dozen of us, I guess. So we were at the big table. Okay.
That's awesome. Yeah, I thought that was awesome too. And again, way more unpacking the business and helping, really uncover the nuggets that help make that business unique and build on those strengths. So love that. Love that you employ that in your practice.
It was funny. I did a tweet that I didn't expect to blow up on tax Twitter, but I tweeted about how I'd want to grow this huge firm and have hundreds of CPAs under me. Not because I want to manage 100 CPAs, but just because it's
domination.
But just because I think how it just makes me so sad that CPAs and accountants, not necessarily CPAs, but are kind of trapped in these toxic firms, and don't have the flexibility and feel beholden to these firms who really don't care about them. And so I tweeted it in just a little bit, but ultimately one of those, I do have a passion for people in our profession for the most part. You have your bad apples, but they're nice people. They're good, nice people who want to help people. And it's they deserve to enjoy their lives and enjoy what they do. And oftentimes they end up getting pushed around either by clients or by, their firm and just really hating what they do. And I'm like, I would just love to be a part of that change to, open up opportunities and platforms for them. And so one thing we're talking with right now, I have some people we're starting conversations on, and my business partner and I have talked about this for years, but creating that platform. So when CPAs are ready to leave, not bringing them under our firm, but, accounting in a box. Here's the tools, here's the processes, here's it's a franchise model essentially. And whether it's actually a franchise or it's kind of what we're doing with the service corp, we just handle all the back office stuff. But just think of how fast this stuff's changing. I read somewhere that's every accounting firm should have a CTO. And I'm like,
how about that?
Every accounting firm cannot afford a CTO, cannot afford a CMO, but do you need it? Yeah, kind of. So it's all right, if you can centralize that cost and then disseminate it, if you have, 20 firms sharing a cost of one CTO who's like testing all the stuff for you. I'm like, that makes sense. Because ultimately it's like, I think there's a lot of people out there who would leave the big four or would leave their firms and start their own thing if they kind of had that safety net, if you will. Because I mean, we're accountants, we're not risky. Like, but if they have that safety net and that community to catch them and be like, all right, here's our systems, here's our processes. We handle all this gross, like even stuff like payroll, HR, if you can outsource all that and have it in a centralized hub. So, and too, like my passion is definitely like, I'm a single mom, so who works from home. Like I want other women to be able to do that as well. And like we talk about like the 4 or 5 hour workday. And so being able to provide a platform where women can do that, you know, do kind of scratch that intellectual itch that they have, but then also, you know, be a mom and be able to go to your kids' activities after school. You know, I always talk about like, I'm working toward when my kids have after school activities, like money's not an issue. I won't have to say, no, we can't play on that team because we can't afford it, or mom can't be there, I can't drive you there. So it's like, if that's what I want to do, moms everywhere want to do that. So it's like, how can I help other moms do that as well who are in this profession?
Thank you for watching Tax Pro Talk, brought to you by Intuit Pro Connect for tax and accounting professionals.